what we are painting right now. Good morning, Miss Susan. If you sprinkle this video, you will be entered to win your own blank template. So you would get to paint the moose. That's what we're painting, is a Christmas moose. And I've been designing like all kinds of stuff for Christmas the last couple days. And guys, like this time of year is so fun for me because like I know that it's still fall, just turned fall. But being in the crafting industry, we start planning ahead for Christmas. Oh, that's okay, Susan. I knew what you meant. So what we're gonna do today, last week, if you joined us, we did we showed you how to assemble a template, and then I linked you to a video. Good morning, Amy Lynn. I linked you to a video where you could paint, or cut your door hanger. And I have mine here. I traced my details on. Thank you for sprinkling. Y'all are awesome. I traced my details on already, and today I'm just gonna paint. So what I'll do is I will paint today. We'll see how far we get, and then I'll finish it up next week. So you still have time. If you haven't gotten yours yet, or if you haven't cut it, you still have time to do that. The video will still be up. You can come back and watch it. But I'm just gonna get started painting. All right, so I traced my details onto my board. So now it's kind of like paint by number. I do need to look at something though. Hold on just a second. Let's see. Okay, I had, sorry, I pulled it up on my computer before I went live because I made one mistake. My stuff moved, or my template moved when I was tracing, so I need to just correct this. So I'm just gonna draw right on my board, and I'm gonna correct these ears. So if you have that happen, don't panic, just redraw that part. All right, so now I'm gonna get started on the horns first. I have it on my Lazy Susan. I'm just gonna get started painting. Now this color is almost the same color as my wood. Friends, if you are painting a piece of wood that you cut yourself that was not laser cut, make sure that you paint your edges. If it's laser cut, the laser actually seals the edges, so that's not as important. So you can tell if it's laser cut because it has black edges. So, good morning, Miss Lisa. So friends, I'm just gonna sit here and relax and paint. Y'all can ask questions, tell me how you're doing, what plans you have. Just want to hang out with y'all today. We, for those of you that are in the virtual paint party, oh, Hurricane Alley, oh, Sherry, I designed the November and December templates today. So excited. I'm sending those off to get cut, and I can't wait. They're going to be winter and Christmas themed, somewhat. Anyway, so super excited about those. Good morning, Miss Tina. What's everybody up to today? I have been trying to get my studio cleaned up. It was a hot mess over there. And honestly, can we talk for just a second? Good morning, Miss Cindy. I had been a little bit sad because I haven't been able to have events because of Corona, and it had become one of those places that like I would walk in and like throw stuff. Anybody have a place like that? Yeah, so it was kind of like a kitchen drawer, the catch-all, except for that whole studio had become that way. Yes, creative sister. And it was really just because I was very sad. Like I would go over there to grab whatever I needed, but because I couldn't share that fun place with other people, like it really made me sad. So this weekend I decided to just have an impromptu little girls' night. Just invited a few friends over, and we went over there and just painted some blanks. Oh, wrong color. Whoops. Oh well, we're just gonna go with it. painted some blanks that I had, and we just had a good time. And so I actually cleaned it up, and I had to go over there this morning for something. I cleaned a little bit more, and I was like, Kara, you can't live like this. Y'all get like that? Because it's sad. I would walk in there and I would like mourn the loss of the physical part of my business, because I loved having ladies in the studio and kids. I do an ornament event every year, and it's a huge event. I mean, huge for our small town. And one of my friends came over this morning to buy ornaments because I can't do the event this year with COVID. And she said, my kids, it's what we currently call it. Oh man. Yes, sweetheart, the, Brenda, the, what do you call it? The template link is in the description above. Yes, Amy Lynn. So I do my virtual paint party and Zoom parties. I don't know. To me, it's just not the same. It's not the same as like having all the girls over and like walking around and helping them and telling them how gorgeous their paintings are. I don't know. It's just not the same to me. So yes, I do like to, I do like to paint online, but I do really miss my in-person events. So friends, I don't know if y'all can see, but I went straight to the second color. I've got a little bit of the lighter brown still in my brush, and that's totally okay. But to use the same brush for these smaller areas, I just turn it sideways, go up here around the ear, bring it back down. Now when I do the inside of the ear, I will size down my brush. But for now, this is one of my favorite brushes, so I'm just going to keep using it. I go along this edge. I'm just going to turn it sideways. Now I did cover up my eyes when I did that, so I may have to trace them back on, but that's not a big deal. Yes, Amy Lynn, you're right. It is still a connection. And thankfully, I do get to still see friends quite often, and we've made that kind of a priority. But goodness, so many of my customers have reached out and said, oh, when are you going to reopen? And I'm like, well, as soon as COVID regulations are lifted, we'll hopefully be back. All right, so I'm just going to paint this other ear. Now, if I paint too much, it's okay. I can always use the other color and kind of cover it up. Okay, so I've got the dark on there. Good morning, Miss Linda. Okay, these need to be dark, but I'm gonna need to size down a brush before I do those. So what I'm doing right now is I'm mixing some white with that dark brown, and I'm gonna paint this whole thing a lighter brown. So it's the same brown that I used up here, but I just mixed a little bit of white with it. That's all I'm doing. And I just I didn't even like mix it thoroughly. I just threw the white in there with the dark brown and used my brush to just get some on there and kind of mix it up. A lot of times, especially when I'm doing animals, you want that not solid color. I don't know how to describe it. You want it to look like it has a little bit of dimension. And you can get that when you're mixing the colors. All right, there we go. Okay, so here's where we're at. We've got a light brown here, dark brown here, and a tan color here. And I'm trying to see. I need this tan color inside the ears, but in order to do that, I'm gonna have to get a smaller brush. let's see. All right. So I'm just gonna grab this. Go right in here. Get these ears. Thank you for sprinkling. Hey, Laura. Yes, y'all make sure to sprinkle so that you can be entered to win the moose. We are giving away a moose sign the first week of November. And this moose, guys, is super cute. It has a scarf. Super cute. I think that ear needs to go, or piece needs to go down. Middle piece needs to go a little bit further. There we go. Okay, so I've got all of those colors on. Now it is time. Let me put this brush. You know what? This brush has the lighter brown, but I'm going to go into the tan. Not washing it. Just going to go into the tan, and I'm going to do the antlers again. So, didn't wash my brush. Just had a little bit of that lighter brown on here and went straight into the tan. Totally okay. I hope y'all like this moose as much as I do. I had a customer last year that asked for a moose, and I was like, I had not thought about a Christmas moose. And so I did the boy and the girl. And when I was trying to decide what to paint for this month for our monthly project, I was like, ooh, I think we might do the moose. But I think we're going to do this boy moose, but we're going to turn it into a girl with a bow so that you could do it either way. So you could have a boy moose or a girl moose. You could paint both sides, and then you could turn it over and have a boy on one side and then the bow that comes off on the other side. Teresa, let me think. Gulfport, Mississippi, and I think that's where the Myerses are from. All right, I'm gonna get, ooh, do I want this green? Yeah, I think I want Christmas green. I don't know that I have enough in here though. I might have to go to this. Yep, I'm gonna have to go to the lime green. All right, so I've got lime green. Just gonna paint this bottom part. I'm gonna grab a brush, a different brush though. I don't see the one I want. Must have washed it. That's amazing that I actually washed the brush. Okay, so green. Put it on this bottom part. Okay, so I don't know who is commenting as me right now. I think it is probably Miss Beth. Beth, is that you? Who is that says she's finally getting to see one of my lives today? Or is it Cindy? So, friends, just so you know, oh, it's Cindy. Hi, babe, how are you? So, anybody who's an admin on my page, which I have several different people, can comment as me. And so a lot of times if their profile is not set to like the personal part, and then it will show my business name. So Cindy, I'm glad you're off today. I'm hoping you are doing well, enjoying your new place. All right, so I'm just painting right along this edge. Friends, you want to load your brush and go slow. You want good, even, thin coats. So I got all that on there. We're gonna leave that. I'm gonna go back up here. Hello, Miss Tina's that's new. I'm glad to see you on. Make sure y'all sprinkle the video if you want to be entered to win your own blank moose to paint at home. Whoops. All right, putting the dark brown, another coat up here. So friends, today we are just going to put all of our base coats on, and this will have a chance to dry really well. And then next week when we come back, we'll add our details like polka dots and use our Posca pen to add the eyes and things like that. And then we'll also make her a cute little bow next week, since I'm going to turn it into a her. And there is a template that actually is the girl version that you can purchase on the website. But I just thought we'd do the boy, so you could do the boy or the girl, and then add a 3D bow. Just size down a brush, going around here. I just want to get these good and crisp edges by loading my brush and going slow. And then we'll go back and do that inside color. So what's everybody up to today? It's Tuesday, and what's funny is yesterday my son came home from school and he said something to his dad about football, like he wanted to watch Monday Night Football, and I go, well, you know, bud, that would be great, except it's Tuesday. He was like, what? It's already Tuesday? I go, yeah, I'm sorry, Monday Night Football's not on. And then I told him the truth, that Monday Night Football was on, and I went upstairs and watched a show in my bed, because I didn't want to watch any football last night. Does anybody else do that? No, I'm sorry, I think you picked the wrong day. Terrible. All right, I'm adding another coat of this brown. I added white to it, but it's the same brown as up here. I just added some white to lighten it. My family is a little bit obsessed, football obsessed. My son swears he's going to be in the NFL one day, and I mean, Lord knows I hope that for him. He'd be living his dream. But in saying that, he is, I mean, football obsessed. And my husband is too, which, that's good. I'm glad they have something in common. Tina says she's going to craft. It's a rainy day. I need to go to Hobby Lobby today. Did y'all hear that? I said need and Hobby Lobby in the same sentence. Does that really go together? Somebody tell me. Okay, friends. So last week I did my template, and let me see where I put it because I need it. Let's see. I think I hung it up. Yep, I did. All right, let me show y'all how I store my templates. If you haven't seen the Creative Tip Thursday that I did, I use these cheap hangers, and after I'm done, I just hang them up like this. So I'm gonna grab this so I can look at these details since I drew over them. And oh, they, I mean, seriously, I'm glad my family doesn't like baseball. That's like one sport that I struggle to, it struggles to keep my attention. I do really like football. I just also like football one day a week. So Amy Lynn, in our virtual paint party, we are making a rug, like a floor mat for your front door this month, and I need to go get my supplies so I can practice. So that's what I need to go to Hobby Lobby for. I'm super excited. It's our lettering workshop. So we're going to letter, and then we're going to transfer that onto the floor mat. And I'm going to find a way to transfer our own lettering onto that floor mat. So that's what my need at Hobby Lobby is. I think that's a pretty good need, to be honest. So baseball, but not on TV. I get that. All right, so I'm letting this dry just a little bit, and then I will start adding the nostrils and things like that. Let me put another coat of paint inside these ears. Trying to not put my hand in wet paint. I do have my blow dryer on the table, but I don't really like to use it when I'm live because it's just so stinking loud. But sometimes I have to. Okay, there we go. All right, I am going to blow dry super fast right here. Yes, won't that be super fun? I have a door hanger I need to seal on. Just spray it, girl. Just spray it. I use the Rust-Oleum spray. I line them all up on my front porch and just go to town. I'll paint like, I don't know, 5 or 10, and then I'll realize none of them are sealed, and so I'll stick them out on my front porch and seal them. Just realized you probably didn't hear any of that. So I said I use the Rust-Oleum spray. I usually will have 5 or 6 that I need to spray, and I'll just line them all up on my front porch and go to town. Okay, so since I covered up my details, I'm just gonna kind of eyeball this and see. Let me grab this. We're gonna go about right here and add these nostrils back in. You could have painted around them if you wanted to, but I tend to wing things, so I didn't paint around them. Let's see if I can find my eyes. So I'm just gonna redraw these eyes on here for next week. Yes, Laura, that's what I do. I always just put them out before I hang them on my door. I always make sure they're sealed, but I use the spray and just line them all up. So I'm just painting his nostrils, her nostrils, whatever it's going to be. I am using a flat angled brush so that I can kind of get those edges really nice and crisp. I'll go up here and touch up a little bit while I have this color on my brush. I love these ones that are just, you can whip up super fast. It makes you feel so productive when you're like, oh, I just painted a whole door hanger today. Sometimes there are ones that take like 2 or 3 hours, and those are more for the days that I have nothing I have to do except just sit around and paint. It's not the case today. Now I will have to make sure I get these nostrils somewhat the same. Vivica, I prefer wire for 2 reasons. I don't like the whole using the stapler and all that. Like, I'm always afraid it's gonna come back out. And thank you, Lisa. So I prefer the wire and drilling holes. The other reason I like that is I like to make my signs reversible if possible. I say if possible, it's always well, it's not always possible, I guess, if it's a word. And if you are using wire, you can easily just flip it because you don't have staples on the other side. Now, the one caveat to that is if I do make something like this and I want to do a bow on one side but not on the other, I could do the bow smaller and I could like attach it, you know, maybe right here so it wouldn't show through the other side. You are very welcome. Okay, I'm going to do another coat of green. There's my brush. And the green. You know what? Now that I'm looking, do y'all see this really fun like turquoise color? I should have Should have done the scarf in that, because then I could have done like a hot pink bow. Amanda just got the template. Awesome. Are you gonna paint it with us? Let's see. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, and I'm gonna do this turquoise color. And then we're gonna do a pink bow next week. So I'm making this into a girl, just in case anyone was wondering, like, what the heck is she doing? So I'm just gonna slap some turquoise on here. I love the turquoise and the green. That looks really pretty together. And yes, friends, the template is half off this month. And the videos will stay up through the end of the month so that you can come back and paint it if you want to. Man, this color is so pretty. If anybody wants to know what color this is just apple barrel turquoise. Yes, so Amanda, next week we will be adding all of the details to finish it up. But you can go back and watch the video. This one is a very easy project to paint. All right, so to get my crisp edges, load my brush and go slow. That's what I'm doing right along here where the two colors come together. Gotta make sure I cover up that green. All right, there we go. Okay, so that is all done. And I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab a little bit of black. I'm gonna try something. Let's see, I'm gonna put like a tiny drop of black in another cup. And I'm gonna try to mix a different turquoise color. Let's see what I can do here. I'm going to use the back end of my brush and get just a tiny drop of this black, and I'm mixing it in. Ooh, that black is thick. I'm mixing it in to this cup with the turquoise. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, will that brush work? Let's see. Yeah, it will. All right, I'm gonna just dip into this color, and I'm gonna go right along this edge, and almost like a shading, I'm gonna just add this darker turquoise, which has just a drop of black in it, like one teeny tiny drop of black that I mixed in, just so that you'll be able to kind of see where the scarf folds over. All right, let me show y'all what that looks like. You see just that little bit of shading right there at the bottom. I'm gonna do a little bit more along here. Just gives it the effect that it was folded. I mean, I'm excited for you. There we go. All right, I think that's good. All right, friends, so I think aside from adding some more brown to this, the nostrils, I think that that's all I'm gonna do for this week, and then I'll come back next week and finish it up. We'll give all of y'all time to get yours cut and catch up to painting if you want. And then grab some ribbon that you like. And when you meet me back here next week, we can turn it into a little girl if you want. I don't know what kind of ribbon I'm going to use yet. Wired is probably the easiest to work with, but you can use whatever you have laying around. I'm going to switch back to this lighter color, go inside his ears one more time. Before we go. There we go. But yeah, make sure y'all hop over and get your template while it's half off, And you'll have this super cute door hanger for winter. All right, let me show y'all what it looks like so far. See that? Can y'all see that shading kind of down on the bottom just by adding a drop of black? So friends, if you are new to watching me paint, I like to add white and I like to add black to my paint colors to change them up just a little bit so that they stay in the same color family. So for example, instead of trying to find two browns that work together, all I did was I took this brown and I added white to it so that I could get the contrast. Now, this tan color up here is different, but you could go one step further if you wanted to, and I could have added more white to get this brown. And then really the only other thing that I'm using is this turquoise color and some black. And we'll pretty much finish this sign up with just black and white. So I think that's about it.